back to another episode of Sleeping Giants, Red Star Belgrade. Now, in our last episode, we enjoyed a massive 2-1 win against Manchester United. We had to hang on for periods of the game, but I feel that little defensive tweak that we've been able to achieve has certainly done the trick for us, and I've been using it a little bit more in the league lately, and I think that's come back and done a decent job for us as well, and I'll explain more about that in a sec as we go through the game. There's no real talking points to talk about this month, other than I've been giving some of the youth players a chance in the league, basically, and they really have not let me down at all. In fact, we're going to get straight on with that, basically. First game of the month was against MacLeod, and I'm pretty sure this was one of the ones that I actually did play a relatively weakened side. Yeah, in fact, a very much weakened side, but we still came up with a huge victory. A little bit disappointed in this one. The main reason I'm a little bit disappointed, actually, is because I put Florent and Tosca up front, along with Naby Camara. The hope was that basically one of them, or at least Tosca, would get his first goal for us, because that's important. I really do need him to get it. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be, but it's great work from Tosca in this game. Creates an angle for himself, and it's a good strike, but it's well saved. Savicevic in on the rebound to make it 1-0 on 9 minutes. So Tosca does get an assist for that, at least. And as far as setting goals up, he's actually not bad. It's just in terms of scoring them himself that seems to be the problem. Camara gets it here. Out to Tosca again. Drips it through there, and Zivkovic with a first-time volley there. Tosca getting 2 assists to start the game off nicely, but unfortunately he still hasn't found that first goal for us. But it's nice to see Dusan Zivkovic getting on the score sheet again. He really is doing well out on the left there. Then, just before half-time, there was a sort of goal-mouth scramble, and MacLeod managed to get themselves what essentially was a consolation goal. Well, what proved to be a consolation goal, but I have to say, they weren't bad, and as you can see, obviously, they had more chances in this game, because we did play a weakened side, so we're obviously going to concede more chances. But Sergio Obando scored his first goal for us to make it 3-1, and just put us back into a more comfortable position. I was much more satisfied with that, and then, of course, I think threw on a couple of the slightly bigger boys. Or did I, actually? I don't know if I did or not. Savicevic is ball in here, and I don't know what the hell Stevanovic is doing there. It is a brilliant header directly into his own net, and that was 4-1 to us, and a lovely start to the episode. Now, in our next game, things were a little bit more interesting. Now, because I rotated the squad for the MacLeod game, I rotated it again, which meant that we ended up with an even weaker squad, or more rotated, so to speak. So, as you can see, it's some really, people like Uros Bogicevic and Pijakovic. Stefanovic has played a few times for us, and obviously Horvat played up front with Tosca in this one. Benyak was in goal for us, so they were a poor side, obviously third tier, which is why I felt we could probably get away with this, and in the end we did. Perhaps we should have done a bit better. As you can see, we conceded 4 clear-cut chances to a third tier side, but what the goal we did get took us till 53 minutes as well, and it was Bojan Horvat, who has only played like twice for us, I think, from the start, and has actually scored both times. Then they actually won a penalty, which Ivanovic put away for them, and I was getting a little bit worried at this point, but I did feel that we were probably going to still come through. It didn't take that long before we got ourselves back in front again, which was why I didn't make any drastic substitutions to bring on any of the big names, because it didn't really feel... It was actually Bogicevic that got the goal for us, Uros, which was great to see. Some of the youngsters, again, getting on the score sheet today. So we didn't have to bring on any of our big names, which meant they were all fully rested for the game up next against Manchester United. No, sorry, what we're talking about. We had Borac, and that was an important one because it was away against one of the sides in the top 4, and this was, I have to say, we were insanely lucky. I guess you could say maybe we were a bit better than them, but when you look at the chances they created, we were lucky to get away with a win here. When you see the 2 goals that Jovic scored, we created less clear-cut chances than them by a long way. I have to say that maybe the goal they scored to go in front with was a little bit lucky, one of those ones, but then again, he ran in, my defenders didn't. So they were up 1-0 after 36 minutes, and at this point they were really very much the better side in this game. And they really were in the entire first half. We got very lucky here, if you look. A sort of goal-mouth scramble, eventually it comes to Jovic and he just rolls it into an empty net. We'd done nothing until this point. I think that was probably our first shot of the... first shot on target, basically. And then 50 minutes in, it goes in, I think, off of Jovic's hand in the end, and 2-1 up suddenly, and we really did not deserve it. Then we started to play a little bit better. Once we got ourselves in the lead, it was almost like we found ourselves in a familiar position, and as a result of that, just started to play better football. And it did, of course, then mean that with 15 minutes to go, we were able to make it 3-1. This wasn't really a good day for defending for us. We've been pretty solid, but to concede this, I think this is the first time this season that we've actually conceded more than 1 goal in a match. So credit to Borac for that. It's a long ball downfield here, well cleared there by Lazic. To Fedzic and Ristic in the midfield here, that is some serious creativity. I have to say, they are both playmakers, and they both act like it regardless of which one's in the position. Adamoko's ball in. Wonderful header from Luka Jovic that time to complete his hat-trick and his 15th goal of the season. So good for him, and a great header there. The only good goal we scored in the game, but unfortunately, we did try switching to our defensive setup just to sort of kill the game off, but they got a good ball in here from Adamovic, and, well, Alexander Kato, everyone remember him from our first season, scored his 6th goal of the season and brought them right back into it. Thankfully, we got across the line in the end, and it's a good result, though. It's those sort of results where it's perhaps not going quite so for you, and you do still get the win that we need to sort of wrap up this league nice and quickly. Now, I said I wasn't going to do the Manchester United game, and I'm kind of glad I didn't now, because it was a poor one. I don't know what it is about us away from home in Europe. We really cannot, like, I don't know, we just seem to get battered. I mean, we were lucky against Galatasaray, but against Man United, it was the roundabout. Well, I mean, if anything, they weren't as good as Galatasaray were. Although, I do feel it's a little bit harsh, perhaps, to be 4-0. Actually, look at the amount of good chances. Like, they had 4 clear-cut chances, we had 4 clear-cut chances, but we missed ours, and they took theirs. It really was as simple as that. I mean, they were in front within the first minute of this game, with Abubakar, and we just couldn't handle him, considering he was completely anonymous, and they played the exact same sort of lineup, actually. Di Maria came in, which was probably part of the reason we struggled. I think he was just so good. They actually played the same formation and everything, so Abubakar was just on it. I think we might have just caught them on an off day when we played them, but they were just so good against us. We just couldn't touch them, unfortunately, which was a shame. It just wasn't going to happen for us. Di Maria here, ball back across, eventually it's going to come from Luke Shaw, whips it across, and it's just, poor goal to concede from our point of view, but it was a shame. But, as you know, they deserve to win the game. I think 4-0 was probably a bit harsh, though, on us, and unfortunately that's really screwed us with regard to head-to-head on them. But the problem is, Galatasaray drew with Bayern Munich, so this league is well and truly still up for grabs. As in, wait, I don't even know how it stands. Galatasaray have got 4 points, us and Man United have 6, and Bayern have 7. So it is incredibly tight. And if we can beat Galatasaray today, I'm sorry, the reason I'm talking over it is because there's not really much to say about these goals, other than they were good goals, and we should have done better with it. If we can beat Galatasaray in today's match, we'll have 9 points in the Champions League, and I would be gutted if we didn't go through with 9 points. Someone told me in the after we'd last gone out that the most a team has ever had and not gone through was 9 points, and that was last season in the Champions League in real life. And we went out with 8 last year, which is a superb amount of points. And if we were to go, I mean, that was just a poor goal. If we were to go out this season with 9 points or something, that would be absolutely horrific on our point of view. I guess the what we need to happen tonight, I'm not even sure. That's the thing. I'm not even sure what has to happen in order for us to get the results we want. Oh, wrong button there. Apologies for that, guys. In our next game, again, I rested some players. In fact, I rested quite a few players, but that didn't stop us from pulling off a particularly solid performance in this one. I went with Kamara and Belic up front. Kamara was actually the match despite not scoring a goal as far as I can remember. Zivkovic's ball in here, cleared away, comes back to Zivkovic. Lovely little touch to fake that, and it goes in the back of the net. Zivkovic has done well when leading that line in the second string. Obviously, it wasn't counted as his goal, because I don't know why, actually. It was going in. Then we won a penalty, which Bazan Vera dispatched brilliantly to make it 2-0. And, you know, again, we conceded more chances than we would have done if we'd had our full-strength side out. And I think we were a little bit lucky to get 2 penalties in this one. Luka Belic with real confidence dispatching that to make it 3-0. And then I just said, right, let's try and let's try and get a clean sheet in this game. It's important that we do that more. And that's what we went and did, basically. We just sat and said, right, come on then. And they were unable to do it, which is exactly the kind of behaviour we need to see. I don't know why the game's suddenly gone all slow there. That is bizarre. It might be an antivirus thing going off in the background. Anyway, last game of the month was away at Jagodina. Bear in mind, they were the only team that were really starting to keep up with us in the league, really, and we just absolutely obliterated them. I mean, they got man sent off after 75 minutes, but they didn't even have a single shot on target in this game. We were brilliant against them. It took us a little while to break them down, but once we did, I mean, they just, considering they are the second best side in the league at the moment by quite some stretch, or they certainly were. At one point there was a 4-point gap between us and them, but 7 points back from them to the nearest team below. They are, my guess is they will come second this season. But when you look how poor they were, Adamenko is just such a great cross with the ball, and Jovic can just head for days. Adamenko, Jovic, that little link-up, cross-in, head, is going to be so important for us this season. Then they got a man sent off, and almost immediately after that, I just said to myself, well, we're still going to try and defend this. We went to our defensive strategy because it was only 1-0. I didn't want to risk conceding, basically. But we're actually still capable of scoring goals while we play on this strategy, and that's kind of curious. That's kind of important. It proves to me that we can score goals whilst playing that defensive strategy. It's not counter-attack, it's just men behind the ball, and, yeah, just slowly. I mean, this is great work from Jovic, and a great strike from Vukan Savicevic, and it made it 2-0, and then we just sat. against the 10 men, passed the ball around for the rest of the match, and wasted time, basically, and said, right, no, we'll take the clean sheet. You know, we just want to try and be as solid as we can, because it keeps us in good practice for Europe, basically. A 2-0 win there. And all of that, basically, leaves the league looking like this. We have got 37 points from our first 13 matches. We are 9 points clear of second place Jagodina, and 13 points clear of third place Čukovički. And if you're wondering about Partizan, well, they've actually lost more games than they've won now. They're having a woeful season, even worse than last year, and I really do think they're going to struggle to even get into European football this year if they keep playing like this. We're currently 19 points clear of them after 13 matches. It's not even really much of a competition anymore. If OFK get promoted, they'll probably be a bigger rival to us than Partizan are at the moment. And as you can see, only 9 goals conceded in the League 2 is really helping us just slowly dominate. Milic is doing very, very well for Radnik, though, with 13 and 13. And as you can see, Jovic is right up there as well. I think in the end, he will probably take the title. Now, let's take a little look at the squad. Top goal scorer is Luka Jovic now with 16 in 19, which is damn impressive. Savicevic, though, right in there still with 15. After that, it is Militic, who's still doing okay, I have to say. I think he'll probably still get 20 for us. Assist-wise, Adamenko has 8 now, which is superb. But Jovic is right up there. He's really contributing a lot to this team now. Player of the match, Savicevic has 5. Yellow cards, Bazanvira with 5. Red cards, none. Average rating, wow, Sergio Urbana does well when he plays, but just can't always play him. Antic is still right up there. Key aerial challenges. Bazanvira, no big surprise there. Militic still has the edge over Ristic at the moment. Ristic has not been so good. I think he's just struggled with injuries a bit this year. Key tackles, Bazanvira has 23, which is no big surprise there. And of course, value, it's actually now Bazanvira at the moment. And mistakes leading to goals. Darko Lazic has actually made 2 of those now, which is a little bit worrying. Now, let's get into it today. Now, I'm just going to do a quick switcheroo. So Ristic and Gavric, Savicevic, Militic, Jovic, Cernic, Antic, Bazanvira, Lazic and Adamek. I'll tell you what, our back four is incredible. I really do. We've got to have one of the best back fours in, well, we must have the best back four in Serbia by an absolute mile. All 4 of those players would be the standout defender in any of the other teams in this league's sides, basically. But I mean, the problem is Bazanvira is absolutely knackered. The problem, one thing I don't like is, you know, the when they said that they're jaded and they need a rest. So that was all good. So I rested him for a game, basically. And then we actually had a 13-day gap between that game and our next game. And he didn't recover any condition in that time. It's like you actually physically have to miss a game in order to get the conditioning back, which for me is a bit stupid, because if there's a 14-day gap, you think that that would be enough time to recuperate. It's a little, I think that system probably, if that is the case, because it seems like it is a little bit broken for me, which is why he's still got terrible condition, basically, because he had a game off and then a 14-day gap after that, and he still came back with 85% conditioning, which was really strange because that was less than he had beforehand. So that was really odd. Anyway, moving on. Hopefully that'll get patched out at some point. We're a bit weak at the moment, but we had to play the, against Jagodina. It was an important one away from home in the league, so we did have to play a full strength side, unfortunately. I couldn't risk that one because it could bring the league right back in. So we're just gonna have to see what we can do. We're great at home. Like, look what we've done against Manchester United and Bayern Munich. We were by far the better sides, particularly against Bayern Munich, although we did lose. But we beat Man United when we were the better side. Albeit we got smashed by Galatasaray away from home. But I just feel that at home, we should have enough quality, and hopefully, they are still one of the weaker sides in this. So let's just see how things could permeate today. United are at home to Bayern Munich. So, the best result for us probably is a Bayern Munich win, essentially. The problem is that Man United get to play Galatasaray on the final day anyway, and will probably beat them. So I think we're in an awful situation here where it looks like even if we win this, it's going to be really difficult for us to go through, and we'll probably go out with 9 points if we do win. Unless there's some magic stuff happening, so Galatasaray take points off Man United. That would be the only way, basically. But I think they'd be playing them at least away from home. I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm just hoping, basically, but we still have to get through this game first, basically. And considering how well we've played against Manchester United and Bayern Munich, I would be incredibly surprised and a little bit disappointed if we don't play just as well against Galatasaray. So let's go for this, basically. We need to play well against them today. We've been brilliant in our home games so far. And, oh my life, he's almost already through there. We can't afford to have a poor performance today, unfortunately. And we seem to have started okay. We've had a few shots. Bit of possession, good stuff. Lazic for Ristic. Cernic, Militic, that's some lovely football. Savicevic, oh, what a finish. 1-0 Red Star. What a huge... And that would actually send us, temporarily, unfortunately, top of the group. Actually, a draw between Man United and Bayern probably wouldn't be the worst result in the world. I don't know, actually. It's really tough to say. I mean, we could go into the last game of the Champions League group top at this rate, which would be absolutely mental. But here we are. We're beating Galatasaray. We're a goal up. And we do need to keep pushing, though. Like, if we get ourselves into a 2-0 lead, then I might switch. But at the moment, it's only 1-0, and they're no pushover, Galatasaray. We need to make sure that we take our chances when they come, which is what we've failed to do in some of our games lately. Savicevic getting his crosses, man. There, Jovic is through here. So, what is an absolutely woeful effort there from Cernic. But again, it's proving that we've got a bit of intent about us. I might even be tempted to go defensive at half-time against them, just because it does look a bit tight. Although if we were to score a second here, it would be an absolute no-brainer. Gavric, oh, good save from Muslera there. We're looking probably just shades of the better side, but it's certainly very, very even on the stats at the moment. We've had a few more shots, but they've had more on target, and another save there. Not a save, what we're talking about, another block. It's going to be tough, that is for sure, and they obviously are going to come at us in the second half. The problem with it only being 1-0 is that it's only 1-0, and it would only take one goal, and it's suddenly, you know, right back in the balance. I'm going to do it. And if they do equalise, because the fact is, if I stay on attacking, like we are at the moment, they could equalise anyway. And we wouldn't have anywhere to go from there, so to speak. So if we go back and do our defence, switch to our other tactic, if they do equalise, we can just switch straight back to this one. That's the beautiful thing about it, is it doesn't require any kind of real drastic changes. In fact, no changes whatsoever. Let's do this. Let's see if we can hang on and get a 1-0 win like we did away at Galatasaray. See if we can show off a bit of defensive prowess. We do, after all, have some incredible defenders. And if they're sort of tasked with staying back, they might actually be a little bit more solid. You just never know. Rely on some set pieces. Bazan Vera, it's 2-0 now. Right, now we're definitely staying on it. Ristic's ball in at Bazan Vera with the header, and it is now 2-0 to Red Star Belgrade. And what a time. We're having a lovely time in Europe at the moment. And we would have wrapped up third place with this win, which is huge. Good strike from Bazan Vera there. That's a huge result, though. If we win this one, we will wrap up third place. But it could still all go horribly wrong for us unless we can come up with an absolutely monstrous performance away at Bayern. And unfortunately, away from home, we just don't really have it. And I might be tempted, if we win this with this system like this, to play this type of system in the away match. And Bayern are now winning against Manchester United. That could be crucial. Although I don't really think it makes much difference in the grand scheme of things. Oh, I might have to leave Bazan Vera on. He's playing so well. And you shouldn't tinker with the defence. I'm going to bring on Tufedzic though for Cernic there. Just for now. I'm also going to... What was that? I was going to make a change and I can't remember what it is. I'm going to say tighten up. There was definitely something else I was going to do and I've forgotten what it is, which is a pain. Right, they've got an injury. That's fine. I genuinely can't remember what I was going to do. That's annoying. And it's now 1-1 there. Damn it. I say damn it, we'd be top of the group, but you just know... I don't know. I think we probably should have... We probably do have to get him off here, don't we? Who's strongest? Georgie Pia will probably come on for him there. And who's probably... I'm going to bring on Naby Camera for... Jovic or Militic. Which one is it? That's the problem. Which one is it? Jovic has had a worse game and is... No, we're doing it. Jovic has had a worse game and he's lower on energy, so it makes sense. But he unfortunately has that ability to just turn it on the blink of an eye. But 2-0 up, 12 minutes to go. We're sitting back. We've got good defenders on the ball. I'm hoping that should be enough to see us through, basically. And Manchester United have now beaten... Oh, Jesus, that's not good at all. Manchester United are going to beat Bayern Munich. Which is going to... Oh no, Bayern Munich have equalised. I was going to say, that would have completely dicked us then. If they beat Bayern Munich, there's no hope for us, apart from a win or a draw at Bayern. Though we are in a position where any kind of points gained at Bayern Munich would give us the win, and we've probably... I don't really know what to say. The point is, I think we're going to do it, guys, and I think this defensive system has done the trick for us in the second half. They've not had a single kind of really good opportunity in the second half. We've been solid, we've defended the lead well, our fullbacks have not been caught up the pitch, and that's been delightful to see for once. We've been really solid at the moment. apart from that Man United away game, we've actually been very, very good with regards to defending in Europe. We've not conceded any more than a goal in a game, except for that one time, basically. Unfortunately, that could end up costing us, because it does come down to head-to-head, I believe. And even if it didn't, our goal difference is worse. We're going to end up top of the group here with a negative goal difference, in a group that contains Manchester United and Bayern Munich. And there we go, Red Star 2, Galatasaray 0. Which does mean that we're going to get third place, which is awesome. And we are actually top of our group going into the final match. But I think I'm probably going to have to go with that defensive system when we play Bayern, because if we can nick a point and prove our defensive solidity, we nick a point at Bayern Munich, we're through, basically. We lose, chances are we're probably going to go out, because Bayern Munich will jump above us and Manchester United will almost certainly beat Galatasaray. I think they're playing them at Old Trafford as well. Or would they really be? No, would they though? Because they played Bayern at Old Trafford today, and in their last match they played us at Old Trafford. Are they really going to have all 3 home games in a row? I'm just going to take a little look here. No, they are away. There's a chance for it, guys. I'm glad I left the Bayern game to be the last one that we play, because there is still a chance for us. You just never know. We could maybe sneak through here, guys. It's a weird turn of events, but it could actually happen, which is bloody exciting. So there you go, guys. We've beaten Galatasaray, and that's a 3rd Champions League win, and that's the most points we've ever gathered in one season in Europe. So that's awesome. It's showing some real progress, and we maybe even could have done better if we just managed to hang on against Bayern Munich. But my God, it's been impressive. So, guys, if you like what you've seen, please drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and Red Star Belgrade in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I will see you guys in the next episode for the game against Bayern Munich that could decide everything. Will we come 3rd? Will we come top? You just never know. See you guys then. Bye-bye.